They say curiosity killed the cat, so if you see a light like this in the woods, you'll think twice before checking it out after you hear what happened to this guy. On Wednesday, November 5th, 1975, a 22-year-old man named Travis Walton would have the experience of a lifetime. After a long day of work in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest, Travis and his 6-man logging crew were on their way home when they noticed a bright light coming through the trees. As they continued down the dirt road, they got close enough to realize that this bright light was coming from a kind of odd-looking craft from beyond the tree line. Kind of struck with curiosity as to what it was, the crew had come to a stop when Travis leaped out of the truck to get closer to the clearing where the unidentified object was hovering silently in the air. Within seconds of Travis approaching this aircraft, he was struck by a bluish-green beam of light that came from the craft that sent him flying backwards several feet. It's said that the intensity of light that came from the beam was bright enough to light up the entire forest, brighter than daylight for a second. The crewmen compared the light of beam to a bolt of lightning or a long blue flame, and in panic, the crew boss and driver of the truck, Mike Rogers, took off as quickly as possible, leaving Travis behind. The entire crew was in complete disbelief as they had no logical earthly explanations as to what happened. Just minutes after pulling off, Mike decided that they had to turn around to get Travis and make sure that he was okay. But to everyone's surprise, Travis and the object was nowhere to be found. With no trace of Travis, the crew felt that they had no other choice but to leave without him. With no idea what to do about something like this, the crew decided that they had to go to the local sheriff's office and make a report on what happened. They explained what they had witnessed and described in detail the quote, flying saucer that took their friend Travis Walton. In an effort to prove them wrong, the sheriff conducted a thorough search of the area along with Mike Rogers, but there was no evidence of anything. In the days that Travis was missing, all 6 of the crew members were accused of murder, but with no other explanation as to what happened, the whole crew stuck to their stories. Travis's disappearance had been initially treated as a missing persons case, so the Arizona sheriffs searched for Travis with scent dogs and helicopters throughout the Apache Sitgreaves Forest for 5 days. This was the most expensive Arizona search in history. But it came to an end when Travis reappeared just miles away from where he vanished. Just after midnight on Monday, November 10th, 1975, Travis was left laying face down by the side of the road. He says that he woke up to see a metallic, mirror-like craft taking off above him, and that's when Travis stood up and ran as fast as he could to find help. Eventually, he found a phone booth at a local gas station in Heber, Arizona, where he was able to call his family. Travis was surprised by the fact that they told him that he had been missing for a full 5 days, and he was immediately taken to the hospital where they found him dehydrated and noticed that he had a puncture wound on his right arm, as well as it was noted that he had lost a total of 12 pounds during this time. At this point, 5 of the 6 witnesses passed a polygraph test during the time that Travis had been missing. The 6th man, Alan Dallas, walked out of the room before his test was completed due to him being overly agitated that the police were trying to pin the murder of Travis on him, because the same day that Travis disappeared, he and Travis got into a fight in the morning time. Once Travis was well, he also took and passed the polygraph test. Medical records also indicated that there were no drugs in his system. When Travis returned, he had faint memories of being examined by humanoid alien-like creatures, and very little was known as to what happened to Travis during his disappearance until now. Travis says that he felt a numbing shock and blacked out the moment that the beam of light hit him. The next thing he could remember was waking up lying flat in an oddly shaped room. Travis said that when he opened his eyes, he suddenly noticed 3 humanoid creatures standing over him. He then says that a strange device placed over his chest was holding him down on the table. And startled by this, that's when Travis grabbed the object, got up, and waved it around, attempting to defend himself from the strange creatures. Travis describes the creatures as being 4 to 5 feet tall with pale skin and enlarged heads. He said that they were wearing orange jumpsuits and had large brown eyes. Once Travis successfully threatened the 3 creatures out of the room, he curiously walked around the aircraft. He said that he soon found himself in a large room that resembled a planetarium when 2 more humanoid creatures in blue jumpsuits managed to put a mask-like device over his face that caused him to black out. Travis says that he believes that he may have been transported from one craft to another during this time, and says that beyond this, he doesn't have much more memory, but he believes that the beam may have killed him upon impact, and that's why he was taken aboard the craft so that he can be revived. It's also important to note that if Travis had been hiding or wandering in the forest during this time that he was missing, he would have most likely frozen to death due to the temperatures reaching a frigid 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Now what's interesting is that sheriffs were actually researching cattle mutilations in the area just before Travis's abduction, which is commonly associated with extraterrestrial happenings. And after analyzing the area, the trees directly surrounding the area where Travis was struck were shown to have accelerated growth due to radiation exposure, presumably from the UFO. And by looking at the tree rings in the area and comparing them to others nearby, it was clear that these trees went under significant change. It's said that the abduction site was inadequately investigated by Bill Spaulding of Ground Saucer Watch. Spaulding never spoke to Travis nor any of the other witnesses, so the incident was more thoroughly investigated by the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, or APRO, and they conducted several medical, psychiatric, hypnotic, and polygraph examinations. Travis had been widely regarded as one of the most famous alien abduction cases in the world. Many people have tried to discredit Travis's story by saying that it was likely a drug-induced hallucination, but as stated before, no drugs were found in his system, as well as all of the past lie detector tests from multiple witnesses give credit to his story as well. Travis says that if he could go back to that day, he would have never hopped out of the truck because it ended up changing his life forever. With all of the skeptics claiming that he was seeking fame and fortune and all of the media coverage, Travis found himself kind of hiding from everyone, and according to him, for a while, he didn't really want to talk to anybody about it. But in today's time, Travis is well admired and respected by many veteran researchers in the field of ufology. And over the years, it seems as though Travis has found comfort in talking about this with other abductees. Travis said, "It was many years ago that I got out of the truck in the National Forest and ran towards the large glowing object hovering in the darkening Arizona sky. But when I made that fateful choice to leave the truck, I was leaving behind more than just my 6 fellow workmen. I was leaving behind forever all semblance of a normal life, running headlong toward an experience so overwhelmingly mind-rending in its effects, so devastating in its aftermath, that my life could never be the same again." But if you want to hear another story even more mysterious than this one, watch this video here.